Hey everybody, this is Curtis with Diet Whatnots again, coming at you for the third part of the tutorial on how to put size on. Let's get started. Hey, this is Curtis here with Diet Whatnots. This is the third part of the tutorial on how to gain size. First video I talked about putting on arm size, and then we went into eating for size in the second tutorial. This is the third tutorial, so we're going to talk a little bit about the supplements that I like to use in order to try to maintain some of that or even build some of that size. We have some protein. Of course, this is the cornerstone of trying to put on size. You want to make sure you keep that protein in there. You always want a rule of thumb anywhere from 1.5 to 2 grams per pound of body weight on a daily basis. That's when you're trying to maintain that muscle or even build that muscle to grow. A lot of people, there's controversy on how much protein you can try to take in on a daily basis, how much of it's going to actually build muscle. But if you're trying to do it the old school way, you got to get that protein in. So if you can't afford to eat it, you got to try to do it this way. So, I don't usually do it all the time, but when I'm trying to put on a little more size, that's one thing I definitely go to. There's also different types of creatines. With me, I use a basic German creatine. That is sufficient. You definitely can add some water weight and some strength, and it helps protect some of the joints, especially when you're training heavy. Fresh omegas, these are always good, especially when you up that protein. You want to make sure you have that in there. Everybody's into pre-workouts. I usually don't do pre-workouts. I'll do coffee, but when I do, I'll do something that's pretty strong, and this one's pretty strong. There's a lot of them out there, of course everybody knows. So another basic you want to do, calcium, mag, zinc pills, especially when you got that protein real high, you want to make sure you keep those in there. As you start to negate those levels of calcium, when you start taking that protein at a higher level. And magnesium helps transport the calcium. So that's the Cal-Mag combo is the best. Now on the more advanced levels, you can start doing some other pro-hormones for those of you who want to try to get some hard, dry gains. Got some basic androgen type of pro-hormones that can help out. These are just little things you could use to help boost those hard, lean gains. Then you can even do like a little stack. So you got the fat burners you can do with it, and you always want to make sure you do a PCT after, so that you can maintain those levels, keep those levels that you gained. So there's a bunch of different types out there, but you want to make sure you find one that works for you. Also, you want to make sure if you're doing any of those pHs, you want to make sure that you get a lot of water. I'm trying to go for a gallon more, and you could do something like the cycle support, which is basically milk thistle, and there's some other things in here like hawthorn, helping blood pressure, things like that. I have this whole array of supplements that I may go to. To tell you the truth, most of the time out of the year, I don't even do anything. I may do some of the creatine, and I'll just do something as simple as this German creatine. I'll do just one scoop a day, and that's about it. And other than that, it's just eating food and just lifting. We even got some joint stuff here. If you got issues with joints, but creatine seems to work pretty well too. Whenever you start lifting heavy and the joints start pain, especially when you're dieting, creatine can be pretty good when your body fat is lower, or when you're just trying to come back up. It saves the joints until you get that extra body fat on, so that the joints don't pay as much. It doesn't get any more simpler than that. You want to do something like that. slowly increase your muscle size and not have to really worry about beating up yourself with too many supplements all at once. Again, this whole array of supplements that I have here, this tends to be used when I'm getting ready for something. Other than that, it's real simple for me. You know, you don't really have to do that much in order to get that far. You know, you just got to stay consistent. Just put those years in. A lot of people I find on these sites and these forums, you know, I've talked to them before. I sit there, they argue with me, go back and forth. Even have moderators talk crap, you know. And then you find out they don't know what they're talking about. You know, it's all about experience, guys, when you want to try to put size on. When you want to try to grow. The more you do it, the more you experience, the more you find out about your body. You don't have to worry about some knucklehead in a forum who's a moderator or not trying to tell you that you need to do this regimen or that regimen. When it comes to training, the best teacher, the best regimen is experience, plain and simple. You want to go through it yourself. Of course, you can get some knowledge from the pros, but everyone is different. So you're your best critic, you're your best teacher, and if you don't go through the trenches, I'm sorry to say, there ain't a regimen out there that's going to help you. And I'm a personal trainer, and that includes mine. So, you know, when I work with people, it's all about learning them, finding out what works for them. So there's no way in hell I would give somebody a regimen and just say, here, go do this. And so when I see that kind of stuff, it kind of angers me because it doesn't make sense. That's almost like a doctor prescribing a certain amount of drugs for every patient, you know, a one-fits-all type of thing. And that's what a lot of these regimens, a lot of these things are. So you always want to make sure you find out what works for you by doing it, by experiencing it, not by some idiot telling you something. You know, and that's just the truth. So, you know, I'll always try to keep it real when it comes to doing stuff, and there's no sugarcoating, you know, and that's that. It don't matter if you're natural or on drugs. You got to learn stuff, you got to learn it, and you got to learn it by doing it. So that's the best advice I can give you guys. There's a lot of things out there, and you know, I know it gets confusing, but you could always contact me and ask me, and I'll be straightforward with you. I've been around for a long time. I've done a lot of things, and I've been in magazines, and I've been and done shows on TV and stuff like that. And I've been successful, and I've lost too. So it's just all about learning. But don't forget to subscribe after you see this. And train hard, eat well, you know, and we'll see you again.